Godzilla vs. Kong is amazing. This by no means makes this movie a masterpiece. This film is dumb and sometimes makes no sense at all. And this movie can really drag, especially with its human elements. But its kaiju elements are to die for, so then allow me to explain why Godzilla vs. Kong is just so much fun. Upon further inspection, I noticed that the director Adam Wingard treats and portrays these creatures like characters. Kong in this movie actually has a connection to the little girl Gia. Heck, he even has a relationship with Godzilla. Throughout this entire movie, Godzilla and Kong's relationship is the most developed and emotionally charged in this film. And I think this is pretty significant. The first encounter in the sea leaves Kong bitter with defeat, and Godzilla rumbling with pride. We follow Kong on his journey and obtains an axe, and we can easily tell how he feels about it. The only reason he would react this way is if he had a grudge with Godzilla, and this axe is just one step further to beating him. I enjoy the subtlety the film uses with the kaiju. It's not a crazy amount of wordless storytelling, but it does let you figure some things out, such as the fact that Kong's home is destroyed by Godzilla. It's never explicitly stated, but you can obviously infer that the destruction of Kong's home is one more reason to fight against Godzilla, one more reason to make their next encounter more meaningful. Now that we're on the topic of Kong, I like that this movie actually makes Kong into a character other than a mindless monster. They do spend more time with Kong than Godzilla, since, well, it's easier to make you care for a monkey than a scaly lizard that breathes radioactive fire. And Adam Wingard does this in a few minutes, and it's the first scene we see in this film, which is Kong's wake up routine. It's extremely simple but highly effective, as this routine is very human, which we can relate to since, well, we're humans. Through this humane morning routine, a bond is easily and efficiently established with the little girl Gia. Just like that, we have a heartfelt relationship to care about. And this is essential, as this is the relationship that we most see throughout the movie. This then keeps us invested in Kong's journey to Hollow Earth. I've been raving about Kong for a while, and unfortunately, Godzilla doesn't do a whole lot in this story, so there isn't much to speak on his behalf. He was, though, extremely exciting in their fight scenes, which leads right into my next point. I've been wanting to talk about this aspect of the movie for a while, so let's start off with the little things. I noticed that the camera shakes whenever an attack is thrown out or the ground shaken. I found this to be incredibly immersive, making you feel the impact of the attacks. Moreover, there are close ups to the creatures' faces, giving us the rawest emotion on their face, whether it be rage, triumph, or the unrelenting will to not yield. And I love this. This makes the battles personal clashes rather than two brutes duking it out. While on the subject of close ups, in the Battle of Hong Kong, you can literally see the spit flying out of their mouths. Though this is very small, it just adds that extra flavor to spice things up. The camera also gives us a clear view of the battles, making it easy to follow without causing too much headache. Even with all of this, the director never forgot that these creatures are incredibly massive. So although there were wide shots showing us the creatures in complete form, there was also shots taken from beneath, or shots showing part of the monsters, reminding us of their tremendous size. Okay, now for the good part of these battles. I really praise Adam Wingard for going a bit gory with these battles. These are two monsters fighting brutally. Of course, there's going to be some blood. Kong devouring the warbat's brains and the skullcrawler being ripped in half. These are primitive beasts first and foremost, so their battle should mimic that of an animal. My favorite part of the Hong Kong battle is Godzilla crawling towards Kong, tearing at his chest as blood splatters across the screen. It's not just gore that makes these fights so exhilarating, it's also the fact that these encounters are just simply so much fun and over the top. You have these two combatants fighting on top of a ship that should shatter under their weight, but that doesn't matter because Kong and Godzilla are duking it out on top. Godzilla falls off but roars his head up and fires his beam through the ship. Kong leaps off the butt as the ship erupts in a blue and red explosion. Similarly, the fight in Hong Kong takes place in a gorgeous neon lit city. The lights of this place turns Kong's fur and Godzilla's scales into brilliant colors of red, green, and yellow. Other than colors, we get some amazing maneuvering from Kong as he avoids Godzilla's attacks, and the finale is just so exquisite. Godzilla tearing at Kong and finishing with a roaring standoff is just the best thing ever. Unfortunately for me, this is where the movie peaks, and I won't lie that the battle against Mechagodzilla is a step down from what we had prior to this. But nonetheless, seeing Godzilla and Kong team up is plenty exciting as well. It has a nice finish with Kong brutally slashing at Mechagodzilla, finishing with a fitting, gory decapitation. If you hadn't noticed by now, I highly recommend this movie. I think it's a lot of fun. Its monster elements really excel and are so over the top, I think you'll find yourself cheering along as well. This movie is still a dumb movie, but I find its lack of everything that isn't monster to be overshadowed by its kaiju elements. Until more monster mayhem smashes into the screen, Godzilla vs. Kong is my favorite and most fun monster action movie. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Maybe comment some ideas for those that stuck around long enough. And until then, see you in the next video.